Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A short few minutes wait, and we are finally back, ready for Game 2 of this best of 3 in the BTS Summer Cup between Alliance and Espada. And whoever takes this series will go through to tomorrow, where they should face up against Let's Do It for a chance to go to that best of 5, and then if they win that, go forward to Summit 9 with a direct invite. Everything to play for. And I don't know, I'd say that despite how that looked, this was closer than our first series, right, Liz? Like, there was a Alliance, we could see the light at the end of the tunnel, a potential chance to bounce back.
I mean, it was closer, but again, we aren't seeing, let's say we aren't, the draft decides a lot. And in the last game, it was very similar to Gyro is a hero that can scale well to the late game, but there are so many better heroes right now in the meta, and they couldn't find one. And again, it was decided by draft. I mean, of course, if Alliance played maybe a bit better in the early stage, if Espada didn't play so well, if they didn't manage to pressure them so hard in the laning stage, perhaps Alliance would have had a better game and that Gyro would have been online a bit faster. But sadly, that hero just fell off early on and didn't bring anything later on either. He was just a hero with a BKB that stood in front and dealt some damage, but nothing really significant. So their carry did not do nearly as much as that Luna. And it's understandable to some point because it was very hard for him to catch up as you have the Tinker pushing out those lanes all the time. And he had no farm as all the towers fell. So he was just stuck on high ground. But overall, you have to think about those things and perhaps get a different carry this time if you're going for that Tinker. Maybe get something that's not as greedy. Maybe get something that can go through early to mid game and have a favorable matchup because it's strong. Maybe some hero that's strong during the laning stage. Maybe some hero that can carry you through the mid game until that Tinker is online, and then you're both strong. And not some Gyro that needs to go to the jungle and farm the stacks. And while he's farming the stacks, Pugna is just taking down one tower after the other. And once your towers are down, you lost access to that jungle and you can't come back any longer. So a bit of a drafting issue so far in both of these series so far. In the first one with Wind and Rain, and in this one. At least that's how it looks from my perspective so far. This time though, Alliance gets rid of that Winter Wyvern. They say that they just don't want that hero again in the game.
Caused them a lot of frustration. It did cause them a lot of frustration, but I was about to say, look who made it through, because they focused the PL ban instead. Crystal Maiden.
But two heroes made it through. On one side, Crystal Maiden, a hero that we talked extensively about, said that she is just so strong in the current meta. She got buffed time after time. This hero on a 4 or a 5 just does so much. And I think this was planned from Espada. I'm not certain if their plan is going to work out, but I'm certain this is what they planned when it came to drafting, because in the first game, they banned out the Chen. This game, Crystal Maiden wasn't banned, but because of that fact, they let the Chen go through, and they first pick Maiden. Now, Maiden is not your witch doctor, but she's definitely a way of dealing with Chen's creeps, as the Frostbite can completely root them until you kill them off. So she brings a way of dealing with that Chen on one lane, and there's still a Doom in the hero pool. So right now, if you pick a Doom, you're gonna have a Maiden on one lane, Doom on the other, and they decide not to. All right, we saw that like yesterday or the day before in the best of threes. Chans were shut down either by Maiden on one lane and Doom on the other, or by Doom on one lane and Witch Doctor on the other. Because these two lanes Chen can't really approach as he loses his creeps. But Espada go for the Magnus. And honestly, it's been a while since we saw Magnus win, hasn't it?
It's been an awkward, frustrating hero to watch. I think it's partly to do with the way the game has kind of evolved and the players play, right? It's like the same with things like Enigma, where you've got these amazing ultimates that can completely change the game, but how often are you going to get the big ultimate that will change the game? Instead, teams choose, like, they think about that too much and they hold it as an insurance policy.
And the Magnus just, at least in these recent games, especially in the Wind and Rain one, he just doesn't have a good lane. They need to combo this. They need to think about this Magnus pick a lot. They probably have already, but I honestly believe it has to be comboed with something that's gonna fare well versus the Lycan. If the Lycan is safe lane, that is. They're gonna have to do something that's gonna dominate this lane and that's gonna enable this Magnus to have that blink on a fairly fast time. Because if you don't, this hero just falls off so hard. You don't have that blink. Like the last series, he got his blink minute 20. It was just there way too late, and he couldn't do enough. He wasn't doing anything, just empowering people. I mean, you can't say like this hero always does something. The empower is always very valuable to you. You can see the Ember ban instantly after. As the Ember plus empower is just scary. That cleave is really good. We see a morph ban.
Especially scary against a Chen Lycan lineup, just because there's so many units to cleave off.
So many units to cleave. Yeah, it would be really good for them.
What I was going to say is, usually, like, we talk about the Wind Ranger a lot. I can't imagine the Wind Ranger just because Lycan, once he gets that level 3 Necro, you're going to get purged, and then Wind Run's useless.
Yeah, she kind of gets dealt with after that. Necros are up. At the same time, like, we aren't seeing any... we
didn't see it last time.
Yeah, we called the bird, but we didn't get it. This time we do get it.
And instantly the Witch Doctor. Okay, we said about this, though, for the outer lanes, for the Chen. It was kind of predictable from Espada to an extent.
So they opted not to go for the Doom, but they went for 2 heroes that deal with the Chen nonetheless on the position 4 and 5. So we're going to have a Crystal Maiden on one lane dealing with the Chen and the Witch Doctor on the other. This is most likely going to be a position 4 Crystal Maiden. And that's actually something I enjoy, because most of these games that I watched recently, people were picking Crystal Maiden, but they were demoting her to position 5. And I think that the hero is all right there, but she brings a lot more on the 4. And yeah, however, Alliance, they don't have a lot of setup for this Phoenix Sag so far. In the draft, the way they've drafted so far, they have a lot of pushing power, but they don't really have any stuns to make sure that this Phoenix Sag is gonna go off. So they need to deal with that. These last 2 picks, in my opinion, they should be revolved around the egg. Something that...
Okay, I kind of... This is a different way to go, but I can kind of understand. So I feel like when we see core Phoenix, we understand, like, okay, you want to protect that egg. When it's a support Phoenix, it's kind of like you can go, okay, yeah, he eggs, he maybe dies, but look at the anarchy factor that Alliance has right now. Lycan just chasing the backline, Storm cutting there as well. If Espada focus too much attention on that egg, they lose the fights, is the issue here.
So arguably the egg's strongest ability that you don't even have is the taunt ability. People just start striking that egg because you land in front of them and they have to focus it. So you kind of have a built-in taunt. And because of that, as you said, Storm Spirit and Lycan might be able to go around and deal with them. However, this Troll Warlord is such a great pick. Deals with the egg, decent versus Lycan. Magnus with the Empower makes it even better. I really dig it. I love it. He can go for the Shadow Blade. Probably not going to go SB Orchid. The last time I saw him play, he went there, but most likely not.
It's pretty interesting, actually, because this Troll pick, it's good for dealing with Lycan, things like you said. They don't have a solution for the Storm right now. It's like RP's not bad, but how often are you going to catch a Storm sleeping on the job like that?
Very, very unlikely. Maybe once you have the Shadow Blade, but besides that, very unlikely. So overall, they need something to deal with the Storm, and they can draft against it as the last pick. As long as they last pick mid, it should be fine. But what does Alliance pick? They need an offlaner.
It's interesting that they've left Boxy this late. We usually see them actually secure him a hero in the first or second phase. He plays a lot of Brew.
Brew? Alright.
It's
so
decent
Brew
this game against Troll as well.
Brew is fine. Brew is definitely fine. I can see that happening. Besides Brew, maybe something that we don't see so often. A Sand King or Tiny, but unlikely. Very unlikely. We saw... Who was it? It was... In the TI qualifier, one of the teams rolled the Tiny offlane with the Chen roaming around.
Was really good. I think Alliance done Tiny offlane at some point as well. It's definitely a hero Boxy plays. So I don't know if I like that against the troll though. I feel like against the troll,
Yeah.
maybe Brewmaster does better. Your issue is you're not going to be able to harass them out because Witch Doctor's going to have infinite mana thanks to CM, so it'll always heal you. So it feels like you just have to intrude upon his last hitting. With
That combination is just ridiculously good as well. Once the Crystal Maiden gets 2 level in Aura, even the first level helps Witch a lot, but 2 levels, Witch Doctor can just keep that heal on, man. So much sustain on that lane. It's gonna be very good for Espada. But Alliance are on their comfort heroes, though. Like, these are mostly their comfort heroes, heroes that they pick a lot. And being a game down, it's understandable that they are going for that kind of a draft. Once everything else fails, you just go for the heroes that you play a lot.
That's the kind of thing we do often see them kind of bounce back to this Chen pick. I think Chen is maybe one of the most picked heroes for Alliance. And Queen of Pain.
Oh, we got a Queen of Pain.
That's not a bad pick against the Storm. You can bully him out of the lane pretty well.
It's good on the lane, but later on, it can backfire. It all depends. Like, it's about the itemization, who gets the items first when it comes to Storm and Queen, and we'll see what happens there. Storm, if he gets his item faster, like Queen of Pain's Orchid, if it comes a bit late, if she opts for that, it can go badly for them. But overall, they're doing a very similar thing to what they did the last game. They're not really securing themselves for the late game. Nice call on the Brew. But instead, they are just playing this tempo game. They have heroes that come online very fast, and they're playing the tempo game. And the biggest issue that I see about Alliance right here is this Chen in the first phase. It got countered very hard, and it's going to be difficult for him to create a lot of pressure on Espada. But if he manages to, if he finds ways, if maybe Misha and Immersion mess up with their spells against the Chen's creeps, then I can definitely see the lanes going the Alliance's way.
It's definitely a case of right now, when we look at these drafts, we said about the guaranteed lockdown for Mickey. Don't get me wrong, they've got, if Troll gets on something, great. If you, like you said, if you get the right items, great. But it's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes. And the worry is that you're putting a lot of pressure on Nyx having a great lane and getting a quick Orchid, because you know that Alliance are going to have, like Mickey, even if he doesn't have the best start, Boxy's going to bridge Mike. He's going to, you have to remind myself, right? Like, Boxy's going to bridge that mid game, because that's exactly what Brewmaster is. Probably one of the best heroes in the game at doing that with his level 6 split.
So the Chen and the Brew are probably going to go together, and that lane is probably the one to look out for, as it might be that bridge that you talked about for Alliance. It might be the thing that leads them into the favorable mid game, and hence the late game too.
So, interestingly, like, this could mean they're looking to just try and starve BZZ out more and have a similar effect we saw in the previous series where Magnus had nothing.
I can't really see that happening. Like, this game, I don't feel that this Magnus... I think this is going to be one of those games in which Magnus isn't starved out. Because Crystal Maiden and Magnus versus Lycan and Phoenix, I'd play that lane any day, anytime. Playing Crystal Maiden and Magnus versus Phoenix and Lycan isn't so hard. They have 0 stuns, 1 slow, and that's the Phoenix's dive. And Phoenix, he's not an awesome laner. Like, this hero does well later on, and Insania is insane on the hero. He's really good. Like, he finds ways to make it work, but it's just not the best laner. It's not your Crystal Maiden, it's not your Bane, it's not your Witch Doctor. This hero excels later on. The power spike is later.
Yeah, it's definitely someone they typically pick when they've got this kind of creep momentum or lineup that stacks hard, just so they can push into towers with the Samurai protecting them. But like I said, in this type of game, like, it's about the starts. It's about these lanes and how they begin, especially with power spike heroes like CM that dominate the laning phase.
And look at the items on Crystal Maiden, please. 4 mangoes and 6 tangos.
Oh, we're going to go back to the meta of mango count. See who won the mango. They've already got 7 between their 2 supports.
Oh, look at this, actually.
Oh, they tricked them.
Did they trick them or did they trick themselves? Because I can't get behind this.
It feels like Troll needs that heal more. And
yeah, definitely.
Magnus needs a setup.
You need a heal for the Troll, and you can dish out much more. Like, you can be much more aggressive with the Maiden here than with the Witch Doctor. That's how I see it. But yeah, they just want to play it this way, so they can. That cask can help on the offlane too. and on the safe lane, once you get that frostbite, you'll be able to deal with Chunk's creeps, but then you're forcing yourself into going second level frostbite instead of second level aura. And with the aura, you kind of help the other lanes too. So.
Meanwhile, mid is, like we said, it's going to be whoever does better at farming to begin with. And it's hard to kind of like gauge that this early on. I'm wondering if this is going to be probably 2 points in the Shadow Strike type build, just to force Mike back easier.
Most likely, yes. That's what we see most often, at least. If nothing has changed recently, it shouldn't have. Okay, Taiga is moving in top with the Centaur now.
No, he can't get close enough. The slow's coming out. LTW finally gets the stomp off. Penitence only means takes extra damage. The clap as well.
Yeah, but the frostbite.
There we go. Straight away, just turns it around. Boxy has to retreat because he's got the mischance. The irony of this hero that's so frustrating for that, having used against him.
And that hero that had 4 mangoes is left with 1 right now. So he already used the majority of his inventory. On bottom lane, Misha is low, but so is Insania. And
BCC charges in with a skewer. Insania, the Maledict will get him low, but not low enough. And Koifu will just bully them out. He's not hitting too hard right now. Once he gets 2 points in the Feral Impulse, that's when you have to start worrying about this guy.
So hard for Chen, though. His second creep also got killed by Frostbite.
This is getting worrying. Penitence coming out LTW. They'll be able to force him back. Clap as well. He's seeing a lot of damage, but the slows in return, it's just a back and forth slog. They might get him. They need one more hit. They can't, no crits. But Boxy goes back to base. That's the thing. Then he just returns.
He does not have to burn through his region as long as he has Shen there. And arguably, in this lane, sending him back is a bigger thing than actually having a creep.
I need more ball. Insania going on Misha. The cast gonna bounce. Misha. One more hit. Oh no, he's gonna save himself with a stick. They need to hit once more. The skew on the tower, but Misha's gonna be first blood. Insania will fall afterwards. He has got the salve, but he's gonna try. It's gonna be close. He'll live. BCZ trying to chase onto him, but it's way too late for him to get the kill now. He might be able to interrupt the salve, but damage already done.
They get that. On top lane, they force the immersion out. Crystal Maiden is forced out of the lane. She has to run back, and that might give Chen some space to get a creep or two. And look at this. He finds the golems. This is actually so good. Like, even when you're playing versus Crystal Maiden, if you go and check out the medium camps first, and if you find the golems, it's so good for you, as you can use those. He actually goes back to the lane instantly. He isn't waiting for another, which is interesting. Usually, as a Chen, you want to get 2 mad golems instead of going to the lane with 1.
Penitence coming out, though. They'll throw it out. They force the TP. I think that's what they're trying to do. Just make sure the CM's forced to come back here, definitely. Then maybe
she was going to come back. She was going to come back definitely anyway, because Troll was putting his items in her, so there's no other lane.
So she's the donkey, man. She's the courier. That's what we're getting at.
She's the courier, pretty much. No, I mean, you want to be here. And now he's going to get a Setar, but the Crystal Maiden is here with that Frostbite, and he has to be a bit careful about it.
But the regen might offset that issue. So they might be able to keep these creeps alive, is the good news. I kind of like this pickup because right now it makes it 10 times harder for Espada to force you out of lane.
Yeah, this Crystal Maiden is, as you said, because of the region, she's not as strong as she was on the first level. She can't just get those creeps. Bottom lane, we have Misha with Invid.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to try something.
They want Insania. Seem a little bit low on HP. They know he's got no armor to work with. And he has used the Icarus dive, so they can get close enough. That's the question.
ELTV is surviving on top, I believe. He's fine. And on bot, they go on Koifa instead.
Koifa took a lot of damage here. The Maledict is on as well. The Skewer Fury's gone. And
Goner.
I mean, you expect them to not be able to get that kill. You expect them to have to go for the bird instead, but value gained.
Yeah, they're going for these bounties. Crystal Maiden running into Chen.
Tiger's actually baiting him in. LCW coming across as well. Tiger should be able to stay out of range of this. And Boxy, he's got the clap available. He doesn't want to use the mango, though. He's just going to try and back away. The Crystal Nova plus the slows. He just doesn't want to deal with it. He knows they're going to shrine.
Misha gets the bottom 2 runes, and Chen gets the top 2 runes, so the game is still even. Don't worry, guys. Alliance is not out yet.
Thank God. I hate it when that happens.
Strong.
The first runes deciding the games happens so often around these days. I think the big concern right now is, no, not the top lane. It's the mid lane. Because Mike got forced to go use the shrine, and he's starting to now fall behind Nyx. Like, look at the denies. 14 denies.
He's fine, though. He just got his 6. So, it's not great, but you can kind of expect that to happen. So he can fall back to the jungle from now on. Probably, well, he's gonna go for this rune. Maybe if he gets a favorable one, he can rotate to bottom. Most likely he's gonna just go back and farm. So very static lane so far.
He got DD. Yeah, he can't do anything with that. I think you're right. Like, it's going to stay in static lane. It's just the big focus of that mid lane is if Nick starts to accelerate his farm past what Mike has. We said already, this is a type of matchup that is really decided on who is farming faster.
Misha is rolling in mid though. He's going to plant this ward probably to just have a way to scout for Storm when he goes to jungle, so that maybe Queen of Pain just goes in and zaps him while he's very low farming.
Well, top, Boxy. Get a little bit deep here. Needs to be careful. LTW, they're going to hit across with a stun. And they'll send Boxy back to base. They need to zone them out. Boxy going deeper here, actually. As the sticks, he'll be fine. LTW getting low. And actually, LTW, they can't chase. The Crystal Nova comes out. Everyone's slowed up. And it looks like the Alpha Wolf is going to fall along with the Mud Golems. They might turn around, though. LTW, he got a little bit greedy here. They need one more hit. They can't get the stun. No.
He's fine.
They should have had him, though. He gets maybe a little bit lucky on that one. Bot lane, a little bit of action going on. BTC moving away. A lot of dots, not enough. Misha
has a ring.
Forced back as well. Insania is starting to get a little bit threatening now with 2 points in the Fire Spirits.
Yeah, Insania is starting to be a bit threatening, but your Magnus is 10 CS ahead of
LTW is dead. Boxy came back. He was angry to find out that the creeps had been killed. I mean,
at the same time, Storm is even forced out of his jungle. He has to go completely back as Queen of Pain moves towards him, and as soon as he sees that, he just goes away. This ward that they have on this cliff in their jungle just allows Queen of Pain to capitalize and just pressure him even harder.
They've got a full vision. Like, it's smart from Espada. They focus their wards around the center because they know that the mid-game bridge is definitely next. Like, that's Queen of Pain is going to bully through the mid-game. And that should create space for LTW to catch up because it's not having the best time in the top lane.
Yeah, sometimes you kind of have to plan these wards in a way to secure yourself versus a Chen, but as you have a Queen of Pain in mid, she's not really susceptible to dying to Chen. Like these ganks from Chen are not really very strong versus her, so she's fine. And these wards were very aggressive, and they are basically allowing her to be even more aggressive on the Storm if necessary. I agree with you. I like these wards a lot.
I think the interesting thing is how bad Quickfir's doing. Like, as in he's having a very bad lane here. Troll, yes, that's the case for him as well, but you don't expect the Lycan to suffer as much as a Troll with these matchups.
We talked about this. This is the effect the Phoenix has. It's not the effect of Lycan or Magnus or Witch Doctor, because, yeah, Magnus and Witch Doctor, they are pressuring him. But the biggest issue that he has is this Phoenix, as this hero does almost nothing in the laning stage. He's alright, but not as strong as Witch Doctor, definitely. And he's rotating top. Maybe he's gonna change that up. Maybe he's gonna make some aggressive moves.
He wants to use it. He cut around the back.
They
ambush him. LTW. He walked back out to farm. A little bit greedy. Now the clap comes out. They soar in. A lot of damage done. They need to use split. Yes, they do. The Sunray coming out as well. LTW stunned on the spot. The caster bouncing. LTW is going to get low. They should be able to finish him off here. He's just going to try for the miss chance, but RNG will not work in your favor, good sir. Insania will die in response, though. So 1 for 1. But they're chasing for more. Immersion, stunned up, getting him pretty low. The Penitence on top of him. The burn, doing a lot. Boxy will come out. The clap down. The Maledict on top of him, though. He may have overstepped the mark now. They're sending him back to base.
He's being sent base.
He'll be fine.
Should be fine. At the same time, Magnus is just pressuring bottom. Not a lot done there. Just pressuring the tower. Koikwa can hardly stand against him. Very hard to last it against this Magnus right now as well. And he always has mana on Magnus to just zone him out because of the Crystal Maiden.
It's also a case of you can easily leave him on his own now because...
Immersion, going on Tiger.
Tiger? One more hit? It's not enough though. Immersion gets wiped out by Mike. He's skirting a fine line there.
Mike definitely rotated at the right time, and Chen was also baiting very well, so Crystal Maiden gets jebaited, dies. Well played by Chen.
But to like kill on that bot lane, what I was trying to say is that with the Vanguard now, Magnus never has to leave.
Oh man, the Vanguard.
He actually hits harder than Quickfir.
Yeah, definitely. This is a hard lane for anyone. Eventually, if this Magnus stops to go for the Crimson Guard, it's gonna it's gonna help them a lot versus all the minions from Lycan. And later on, I like this build as it allows him to just stand here. It's not gonna be some Magnus that's gonna have to fall back into the jungle to farm. It's gonna be a Magnus that's gonna actually pressure you.
I like it. Yeah, I especially like it because we were worried, like, okay, does he need to blink quick? We were worried about that first series where blink was so slow. But
yeah,
he's just like, screw the blink. He'll go back for it now.
This guy is definitely like that. Screw the blink. I can get it later. I don't have to rush it because I can do a lot if I just get this Vanguard and pressure you. And he's already taken 1 tower on his own.
They're trying to take someone in return in top. Tiger has his creep army and Box is here as well, but there's a TP in. Magnus, he wants to stop this. Queen of Pain's coming as well. BZZ. You go for this if he wants to. He just wants to stop the push, but Nyx, I mean, you rotated 2 cores for this. You do defend the tower, but you need to now take their tower in return. Okay. Got a little bit of pressure. Misha, he's going to fall. And actually, he almost got immersion as well. Yeah, BK just exploiting it to the max.
What a nice combo, by the way. I was talking about this. The champ, he got nerfed by Holy Persuasion. But at the same time, that same nerf can be a buff. BZZ top.
Yeah, he's hit out by the Penitent. It's going to be slow. There's a zip in. He's got enough for the skewer, but they're catching the vortex. Going to try and skewer away. He's got the RP, but not enough there. He eats up with the stick. Or the one rather, and does get it out. But the egg comes out in return, and Immersion's going to be chased down as well. Under the tower. We wondered how you'd use this egg. That's how. Just ball in their face. Don't even give them a chance to touch it.
Yeah, Queen of Pain a little bit late to the party. Just coming in right now. Not going to do a whole lot. And that Magnus, yeah, we were talking about him. You're tanky. You have that Vanguard. But at the same time, like, if you get attacked by 4 men, like, you're definitely going to die.
Nyx, Sonic Wave out, Insania. It's getting low, but they zip across. The Vortex comes out, the clap as well. Baited again. And now the Maledict plus the Death Ward coming out. It looks like Chin's going to fall. Boxy taking a lot of damage as well, but they'll clean up Misha. And Immersion's next on the hit list. He's not going to make it out in one piece. Boxy just chasing under. BZZ, you're a little bit late. The irony. Shapeshift, Quick Fist on his way across. LTW's here. BK wants to engage, and actually the Brew split comes out, so they'll have good control. Right on top here, Quickbuff. The missed chance working against him. Might want to just turn around and go for BZZ instead. But he refuses to give up. LTW says, all right, I'll man fight you, but the stun just in time. The skewer across on the other side of the fight. Mike going to get low, not low enough. The hand of God protects, and BZZ, he may have just been baited in. Alliance, bait after bait after bait, and Espada, they just eat it all up.
I'm not certain if Espada is feeling a little bit too confident after that first game, because they are being baited by, well, arguably one of those baits was really good, but some of those baits were just obvious, and they shouldn't have fallen for those. But they just go one after the other, and they die. They chain feed basically, and it's not something that you're ever supposed to be doing. So they have to get out of the state and kind of kick back, because Alliance just took over the map. This Chen, like, we've talked about this. He's been completely shut down by the Witch Doctor and Crystal Maiden. He's been doing absolutely nothing when it comes to pressuring these towers. But just by using that Holy Persuasion as a sandbag tool, he's done so much already.
Definitely doesn't feel like he's been nerfed. Wouldn't expect it. But yeah, it's the Congo line of death myth. Like, you kind of see this opportunity to get them low. It's like, okay, we can kill them off. And Speed being killed off. Insania gets caught by Misha. Forced to use the egg though. Now the clap comes in. Baited once more.
There's a Maledict clock still on him after he's out.
At full HP.
Yeah, hits him once. Like, what I wanted to... Wait, what? Koikwa? Nyx on his Queen of Pain is very close.
They need to actually hold him in place to kill him though. He's so tanky.
It's very hard.
And look at this.
You saw how I was saying...
Mid lane. It's just, this is the pressure they need.
Finally, we have some creeps here.
BZZ has the RP available, but they are not stacking hard for it. And the problem is, because you didn't go that blink first, Mike sees you coming a mile off.
Yeah, it's not really easy for this Magnus to initiate at all.
Oh, Boxy come inside, the crit straight away, the Maledict on in, the clap comes out.
They're gonna go in.
He's gone.
They're gonna go in.
And suddenly, this is an easy push because they get their hands on the creep catapult as well. But quick for here, they can't hang around and try and contend this. Insania taking a lot of damage, but won't care too much.
Well, they do have RP and Queen of Pain ult, so they might decide to fight this, but Troll is nowhere close.
Yeah, it's more the case, like, the positioning of Insania meant that they couldn't get in without being seen either. And
Yeah,
they still
Boxy
push.
passes
The
ulti
clap from
too. He's going
Boxy.
again.
He's got the split. He's going to throw it out. Immersion's the first. Target the chase down. Mike gets on top. No mana left. It'll be sent back to base. He's fine. The stun coming out to BZZ. Wants to turn around and get involved, but held up in the air by the Cyclone. And suddenly, look at the damage they've already done to that tier 2.
Are they gonna put him in the air again? Yeah, just wait a little bit, BCC. Just
Let me
chill.
just hit the
Chill,
buildings,
man.
guys. Quickfoot needs to be careful. They're pinging onto him, but he has got the shapeshift, and it's going to be another tower fallen. They don't even get the deny while that's happening. Actually, in the bot lane, they scout out and kill off LTW.
Yeah, LTW. LTW. He was trying to split push, but
Quickfoot, shapeshifts up.
RP.
No,
there,
they wouldn't get him. But the Sonic Wave on the other side will find Tiger. Boxy should be able to walk off in the meantime, but Quickfoot's just taking him for a walk. And actually, Immersion almost being killed off by the wolves in the middle of a freezing field.
Yeah, he sent the wolves on him, and he had to use the freezing field just to save himself.
A zoning ultimate right there.
Definitely a zoning ultimate. He just lets it go to save himself, so it's all right. But they lost the tier 2 on mid. They haven't killed this wolf. They did force a defensive shapeshift, but it's definitely not worth it for them. And they need to make something happen. An offensive move that's gonna get them back on the map. As so far, this troll is not it's like, yeah, we talked about this. It's a decent hero, but he hasn't been able. And bottom lane, we have this Orchid on Storm.
Oh, it's been silenced up.
Invis.
The egg comes in, and uh-oh, can they get rid of the Death Ward in return? Trying to do something to Mike, but he might just go straight back in. He targets out Misha and just shreds through him. Once again, it's just this egg. They can't do anything about it.
Misha was, I'm all in, and Queen of Pain was like, abort.
I'm done. Just leave.
Yeah, she just immediately fell back. Maybe that wasn't the best decision, because the Storm did get very low, even though Queen of Pain did nothing to him. Like, she hit him maybe once or twice. He was maledicted, and there was a dead ward on him. That ward, so... troll?
Quickfoot?
So deep.
I want to be a little bit careful here, but Boxy, he's thinking about fighting. He's got the split available in 20. I love that position from Nyx as well, just to counter-initiate if they do go in.
Yeah, Queen of Pain is in a really good position right now, and she does have Orchid, so you have to be a little bit more careful on the side of Alliance. Like, you can't just blink in with Boxy and split any longer either, unless you see that Orchid being used, or unless you're certain that she's not gonna use it on you, because she's either out of position or something like that. So
we haven't really talked about it, but we kind of have to, because that's the third time I've seen one side or the other look at it. The Roche bit. Both teams take Roche incredibly quickly in this game.
And both teams have really good, like really good Roche fights. On one side you have the Storm and you have the Split, and better than anything else you have the Egg. Like, most likely one of the strongest ultimates when it comes to the Roche pit fights, as you can dive through the pit, position it on either side of the cavern and get it out. So, and on the other hand, you have the Magnus and the Queen of Pain and the Troll that can take it down in seconds. So
things coming out. They don't let this push in by the Chen. They need to get rid of that catapult creep. But there's patience from Alliance. They know that they don't need to fight too quickly here. As Espada are the ones feeling pressured. Their Troll is playing catch up, but he's not even farming for the late game. So he's going for the fight now with the BKB. He knows that they need to capitalize on the Queen of Pains.
Well, once that BKB is up, he might be able to fight. But before that, Lycan already has a Necro tree, and they're ready to fight. Alliance is ready.
Yeah, they want to go. They ping on Amisha. They see him. They can walk in right now and just do it if they want. They'll snare him up. They'll zip through. Starts coming on to Nyx. Looks like he's got an orc of his own. The X is going to go down straight away. Misha's just going to disappear. Nyx trying to move away. The dots away too much. The freezing field achieves nothing from Immersion. And the Cyclone. Oh, they caught BCC as well. It's going to be 4 dead here. Oh, the blink away. BCC. They'll chase deeper. They decide against it, though.
Yeah, and Troll just ran out immediately. This is what we were talking about. Alliance is just one step ahead. The drafts are very similar, but Alliance has, like, after those fights around the tier 1 on top, after all those baits, they took the initiative, and they're in front, and they're slowly but surely taking this game.
Nicely ambushed as well. Mike just catching Nyx off guard with that Orchid. Tiger in the top. He's got a Glimmer Cape. RCW. He might get him, but not before he picks up those bounty runes.
Well, they got that shot at least. It gets the Troll a bit closer to his BKB, which might be a big deal for them. But if the Lycan just decides to go on him, it's going to be very difficult. As he still isn't there. Like, yeah, he's going to get that BKB, but he's still not going to hit hard. Unless he's a bash lord and gets like bazillion bashes.
Mike, he found a haste rune. Misha pings him
Oh, the
out.
Misha as
Silent
well.
stuff. Goodbye. They're nearby, but do you really want to mess with a hasted Storm Spirit? Probably not. Immersion's going to root him up. In the meantime, the Ice Vortex comes in to hold him up, and the Remnants go down. Immersion should fall here. Oh, RP only on the Mike, though. And now the Moon across the sun's coming out. Sonic Wave as well. Just as the haste runs out, and Insania, he can't make it out either. You really see the Icarus dive. He's going to try and heal up with the wand and the urn, but they'll chase through, and they will just shred through him as well.
He's done. But at least your Lycan has some space on bottom and is pushing in. Overall, I mean, it was a matter of time that this storm was punished. They had this Orchid on Queen of Pain for quite a while, but they haven't managed to capitalize on it. This time, they used the RP too to ensure that they get the troll.
And Quifa?
Wait,
Shapeshifted up. He wants to go in, and the BKB coming up. LTW jumps straight into BZZ. The missed chance is a little bit worrying for them, though. They'll go straight back in. BZZ, he's gone. They're just cutting out LTW. They do manage to prop the A on this, but the bashes, the split out just in time from Brew. He needs to get out now. The ping's coming in. He's like, do we fight, Quifa? Do we fight or do we run? You run right now. Tiger's coming across. The Penitent, the stun control, LTW. He wants Boxy. Can he get him, though? Oh, Tiger.
Tiger is caught.
Gets caught by the Frostbite, but LTW a little bit torn on who he wants to chase. As a result, he'll get no one.
Yeah, and at the same time, Storm is up and your BKB is off, so you might just as well go back. They're smoked up, but this smoke was detected. They had a board.
Emotion. BK jumps in, sees him straight away, and he just used the Shrine as well.
Yeah, so Immersion pays the price. Can we talk about these runes a little bit, please? Like Storm, Haste, Region.
You know, I thought we'd just brush over that. I don't want them to nerf my strongest RNG element for winning.
I mean,
there's a DD top as well. This actually might be them going Roche finally.
But the worst part is, it helps the team that's winning so much because you have the map control and you're moving around the river, and then you can take these runes and just have favorable fights off of them. So, but also it can debate you, like the haste rune debate the Storm into dying on top lane. So that's possible. Are they gonna smoke in the same spot again? Yeah, they will.
Under reward as well.
Maybe it was just out because
Nix jumps in. Insania a little bit greedy. Use the Athos to buy time to move apart, and he doesn't have to die. Look at this though. They're going to Roche. Oh, this is so ballsy. They need to do something like this. The catapult's going to spot them as the problem.
Hello.
Run, Cardi, run.
All right, run, Cardi.
See you guys later.
Your mission is done. Right, he goes in it one more time, just to double check it.
Like, wait, are they still doing it? I just want to push towers. When are we pushing towers?
Well, they can decide to go for that bit because they do have the Supernova if they decide to go there. But BZZ is close. He has his dagger. Like, you have to, like, let's look at it this way. They had a really good time. It kind of snowballed in the favor of Alliance from that tier 1. But from now on, you have to respect Espada a bit better. That blink is there, that RP is there, and there's a BKB on Troll as well. So if this Troll starts whacking you while he's empowered in the RP, like...
Zip in. BK gonna be sent back to base. He should be fine. The Death Ward is well used. Yeah, you don't get him though. You've seen what he could bait out from them. He needs to get back and involved quickly though.
Remember at the start of the game, we said how Holy Persuasion was nerfed because of the 6-second sandbag. Well,
Wink.
at the same... Wink. At the same time, it was buffed indirectly because heroes like Storm can abuse that. They get more time to zip around and create a mess, and maybe even kill this Crystal Maiden the next time she doesn't have heals or support next to her.
Definitely proving pretty problematic for the side of Espada right now. It's just like, even if you force a few abilities out, then suddenly Espada aren't confident to go forward. They're not fully ready. They haven't got everything available. Smoke up from Alliance.
Is ready though. Yeah, they're going in.
Scout
like there's no one. Well, Mickey is doing the right thing. He's on mid. He's pushing out.
He can get across instantly. There's the problem. And look at this box. He jumps in. Clap on the free. The split coming out as well. No, the cast bouncing back again and again, but not enough. Immersion's going to be picked off first. On the back foot though, they get rid of Immersion. The supports are dead already. Quickfa, he's chasing them, just carousing them back into their base. And this might be where they just go straight to the Roche pit.
Yeah, they're just going to run to Roche. That's it. They took the 2 supports. They're just going to run to Roche. The question is, Crystal Maiden has the buyback, and she's dead only for 15. And there's no shapeshift any longer. If they decide to go for Roche, maybe, just maybe, Espada decides to contest that. And they
I think they decided against it. They respected the low cooldowns.
They fooled us, man. The low that timer, right? Like Crystal Maiden and Witch are already up, so...
That's kind of the counterbalance to, hey, we're so far ahead. It's like, yeah, they're under level, which means each objective close to their base becomes so much harder than it normally would be.
There's smoke coming from Espada too now. They're moving outside of their base, and they have to smoke. The problem is when you're strangled like this, when you're in your base, unable to move out, you have to smoke up.
Boxy sees them.
This is what they did.
Let's move away. Completely wasted for them. And maybe get a few creeps, but that's going to be it.
Well, usually when you smoke, you put the hero that has a way of initiating in front, and this time they didn't. Troll was running in front. If Magnus was the guy in front, or even this Crystal Maiden, she could have caught someone. Interesting choice for the Troll to go.
Definitely a peculiar one. And I think
Definitely peculiar. Very interesting.
Yeah, very different.
At all. Not gonna call it dumb or anything like that. Just very interesting.
It's a different way to go.
Yeah,
He's probably the worst hero to lead the charge in, unless you know they're charging into you. But like,
exactly. Like the only reason you would go with Troll first is if you're thinking that they're gonna strike back and go on that Troll first, as he has the BKB. Then you can RP over them and BKB on Troll. But they had nothing. They just used it. So there's So we're gonna leave it at that. It's very interesting.
I think it's kind of like I think what it really comes down to is you're watching them be defensive while being offensive, right? Like we worry about teams it's not that they're not going for the win, but it's because they're being so defensive they might lose a game. And it's like this is them trying to be aggressive, but with the least likely outcome of them losing a fight, sort of thing.
Yeah, the risk assessment basically. But overall,
look at the Roche, but
they still have ways of dealing with Alliance. If they get to good RP.
They don't know right now. The clap coming out. Boxy, though. He might be able to buy some time. He's got the split available. There's a jump in. The egg going down as well. The BKB coming out. RTW moving across. Nick's moving forward for more. He wants Tiger, but look at this. They're continuing the roast. They're not even getting involved. The BKB coming up Nick as well. Sonic Wave hits on the Tiger. Won't get him low enough. And now the split turnaround. RTW has to run. Nix has to get out. The BKB about to end. And Quickbar, he's just hunting. He wants something. He might find Nix in this raid. The RP coming out just for BK alone. He's got the Aegis available. The Sunray's not clipping on him in time to finally reach him. It won't protect. The Aegis does get expired, but BZZ, he's going to die to the clap. And Misha will fall soon afterwards. They zip for the fun. And Mike going for more. He's not done just yet. He wants to merge the BKB coming out. We'll be able to find him. We'll kill him off. The Root holding Nyx in place as well. The Silence as well. They're going to get 4 in the end. And now they can just push base.
It's perfect. Just perfect performance from Alliance there. Coming back strong. The egg completely baited them in. I mean, Boxy was trying. The egg maybe wasn't even that necessary. But honestly, after that Troll used the BKB to kill the egg, he was just fair game after, and he couldn't fight any longer. As soon as your BKB is done, you can't fight. You're either getting Cyclone or the pushback.
You are, but you've got no RP follow-up. RTW trying to go for the bashes. Quick buff. He looks like he's gone. He's done sparse. No way he's going to be protected in the middle of Freezing Field. No, just retreat. The nice hold by Espada. They still lose their tier 3 though, as Tiger did not let up with his creeps.
Teams just keep on defending high ground off the back of that skewer. Like, time after time, they get caught by that skewer. It's just the fact that Magnus, yeah, people have started picking him a bit more often, but still not as often as before. And in, like, maybe a year or two ago when this was a top pick all the time, like, you knew that you had to dodge that skewer, and you were always on the lookout, and it rarely happened. While now in 2 best of 3s, we see 6 of these skewer backs.
It's kind of their lineup as well. Alliance, it's all about stacking up and then just basically healing through anything with the Sunray.
They have to hit. Like, they have 2 melee cores that just have to go there, and Storm is also very similar. Like, he wants to jump in, but if he's hitting objectives, he has to be in basically melee range. Like, he's super low range to do.
Play Alliance, slow things down, just go back farming. Maybe even, like, it's going to be a long time till Roche is up. You just need to look for a push, like a pick-off now, right? Like, Espada, they've proven they can still fight you very clearly, especially with the assistance of their base.
What Espada needs to do is they need to find a way to fight with that RP, and while BKBs are still up. They need to find a way to win a fight while BKBs are up. Maybe initiate... This is the problem. Great itemization by Boxy. He has that A on this. So it's very hard to blow up that rule before he uses his A on this. And after that, it's everything else is difficult. Everything else becomes difficult. Because he creates so much chaos. He just jumps in, primal splits, and you have to BKB just because of that. Or you even if you are 6 slotted on Troll, you just end up cyclone the whole fight.
you feel like we maybe see a nullifier on LTW next? Like, so he can eliminate Boxy, guaranteed, with a BKB?
He does have that blink, so there's a way of delivering that nullifier. It can happen. Maybe he decides to go even safer with tanking up a bit more. But I could definitely get behind nullifier. I would love to see it on him.
It's a good game for it. It works against the Lycan, who will eventually have the BKB. In fact, I think he's got it flying out right now. Yep, completed. So now things get a little bit worrying, because you got Quick for last time because he had no way of getting out. Like, he was stunned, rude on the spot. Now with a BKB, the only way you stop him from escaping is an RP, and it's questionable whether you have enough damage unless you get RNG on your side with RTW.
And you have that 10-second BKB as it's fairly new. While on the side of Espada, the BKB on Queen of Pain is 9 seconds and 8, I think, on Warlord. So, on Troll. So, overall, these teamfights are gonna get very scary for Espada. But if they catch them off guard, if they catch them on the wrong foot, and that RP lands properly, they can definitely take a good fight, a favorable fight.
They've invaded, though. Espada have gone right around the back here. Looks like they're just trying to get some vision down for ganks in the future.
Basically, they take over the Radiant jungle, and at the same time, Radiant Team Alliance take over the Dire jungle.
One of the most typical tactics we see.
Yeah, basically, you can't keep... The problem is you can't have the whole map controlled, ever. Like, even... I mean, if you're winning super hard, and you're basically standing right below their high ground, then you can kind of choke them out and force them to be on the high ground. But if you cannot do that, if you cannot afford that because there's an RP or something like that, then it's very hard to control the whole map. Even if you are in front, like Alliance is. They are 13-1-9, by the way, the kill score. I mean, kill score isn't really the thing that you have to look out for, but they are definitely in front in this game. And they are still not able to completely like force them inside of their high ground. And, well, they go to high ground and they smoke up. They want to fight, it seems.
Gonna try again, see if they can actually find anyone here. Insane is pretty
Brew
deep.
is far. Brew is far. So if they get Koikva,
Koikva, jump in, the RP comes down, he just disappears. They hit way too hard, and that will be an abort from the rest of Alliance as they all just look to retreat.
Yeah, so basically, Koikva was there a bit too long. Nyx, on his Queen of Pain, he went bottom, and he forced out this creep wave, so Brew had to go back to defend. And once one of your cores is forced back to defend, you have to fall back from their jungle. And that's really good, because right now, this smoke, what they can do with it is they can also devour it. I mean, the smoke ended, but they can go inside their jungle, void it up, take over the control of that area.
It should be a wake-up call for Quick as well. He's got 3,000 HP, and he disappeared in an instant. So this might set a kind of reminder. Yes, Troll's a hero, and yes, he can do a lot in this game.
Exactly.
Kings in
as
mid.
long as there's RP, you have to be super careful.
They were thinking about going on Nyx there. Oh, go across. They force the BKB out straight away. Silence coming out on Mike. But he returns with Alert Orb, trying to move away. Insane already used the Icarus dive. Going to use the Glimmer Cape to try and escape. The dust reveal. They see him the Sonic Wave through. They get him. And that was a little bit overly aggressive. I mean, they forced the BKB out. And I felt like you could have done that without having Insania dive in the way he did.
Definitely. Insania could have went back a bit faster, but he was maybe thinking to either help his core or to figure out what's going to happen during that fight so that he can adapt. But Queen of Pain and Troll a bit too fast. Just catch up to him, close distance, and take him down. There's a nullifier on Queen of Pain, by the way.
I was about to say about that. Like, instead of Troll, she's the one who picks it up. That's fair, actually. I feel like she has more flexibility on items than Troll does.
Oh,
BK? Oh, they catch him. No, he gets a BKB in time. He's going to turn around. The Hex coming out straight away on the Troll. He's in a little bit of trouble here. The split as well. RTW finally gets the BKB off. Will stand and fight. They're going to move the Earth Panda away. They don't want to stand next to this point for taking a lot of damage on the back. But though, Immersion gets to freeze the field out. The Hannah got to try and keep him alive. Mike getting low. Finally gets killed. Immersion has to move away, though. And they still want to fight on the side of Espada. They do lose the CM, but they're feeling pretty impulsive. And they'll move forward. They'll look for more. They'll find Tiger. He tries to get the hell out of it. He forced stuff to safety, and nope. He'll actually make his escape there. He did juke out from the nullifier in time. But Roche is up in 10 seconds. And I'm not sure if Espada, they've got the RP still. Maybe they look to take this.
it's very hard for them still, because now Phoenix is alive, and because of that, maybe they won't be able to. But Espada, what they need to do is just they need to go together again. They need to get together as soon as possible, because if they spread out the way they are right now, they might just lose that rush to Alliance. Alliance might go in.
They very well could. And that Hex.
This troll, man, now has Satanic, has MKB.
But he still has to be very careful. As we saw the Hex last time, he was he was getting close to a panic state there.
Yeah, the Hex on Panda definitely changes the state of the game the same way the Nullifier and Orchid do from Queen of Pain. I mean, if the last fight, if that Nullifier connected on Storm, it was an easy fight for Espada, but it didn't. The nerf to the projectile speed, it just allowed Mickey to react to it.
Definitely gave him the time. And look at this. Espada getting aggressive.
The smoke might be too late, but the Wolves are gonna be used as scouting tool, and they see BZZ. So maybe Alliance can have a favorable fight here. They have better vision.
Boxy, Hex comes out, the clap, the Glimmer Cape straight away. They'll try and root him up, but the jump in from Mike, trying to control the Nyx, and now the jump in. RTW procs out the Eldis with the back. He can't get the split off. Boxy will finally be able to use it on the back, but the quick for chasing on the Nyx will get him away. They need to find someone out of this. They're going to jump in. The Cyclone used on the Troll, and they'll just run down Immersion. No way you can escape this. On the other side of the fight, BCZ does get caught by Mike as well as Misha. Misha will fall. BCZ trying to move through. He's got the RP. No, the egg! He gets it in time. They'll move across looking for more. Looks like they found RTW. Mike, he's ready to run over this fight. BCZ's next on the hit list. He'll fall. And that egg completely flipped any chance Espada had at a turnaround.
Yeah, and honestly, perfect way of executing that fight by Alliance. First, they send the Wolves to scout. We see the buybacks. They...
You've got no RP though. They don't actually have to care as much as you think right now.
They're going.
Chance coming out. Hex on the little piggy. Gonna try and move away. Need to be careful. Mike gets caught here. The Sonic way through. He's gonna die. The freezer field as well means Boxy shouldn't be going in, but he tries anyway. He's actually gonna give over the gem to them as a result of this. The Yules will not buy him enough time to escape this. As Nyx gets a double kill, no chasing for more. Insania will be able to make his escape. That Icarus died talent saving his life. And on the other side, Quickfoot will just casually walk away.
He's still chasing. He has vision on him. Queen of Pain has vision as well. They can
blinking forward. No fire and the silence. Oh, they return it though. And it'll turn around. Sunray interrupted by the skewer. Insania's trying to move away. Nice 4-staff down from Tiger. They'll keep him alive, but Tiger might not be still like the Yule's coming out. But Quickfoot, he shapeshifted up with a DD. BZZ. 1, 2, 3 hits, and you are gone, good sir.
Yeah, that DD just changed everything there. They went way too deep. They were carried away a little bit as they took a favorable fight. Like, Queen of Pain, man, this level 25 talent is insane. The 1.5 second sphere, game changer right there. It basically buys you 1.5 seconds to do whatever you want with them. It's so good, and it's AoE. One of the strongest talents. Definitely.
Turns out this wolf will not bite. He didn't want to go into the Roche pit, and as a result, that's exactly what RTW will do. He needs to get his hands on this Aegis. Do or die. Buyback coming out from Boxy. They can't do this quick enough. They need to move away. They'll kill off the Satyr, but Boxy chasing in. He's got the split available and a Hex. No one wants to threaten that.
They're just going to wait for Storm. Perhaps then they decide to go to the pit because Magnus is still dead for 30 and he has no buyback. So once the Storm is up, they can actually go into the pit. Why not? It's very difficult for Espada to contest this without their Magnus.
Without buybacks as well. That's the biggest crucial issue here. Is even if they go in, they got no way of getting people back into the fight. As a result, they're gonna have to give over the Aegis and cheese.
But this is so difficult though. Now you have Aegis on most likely Storm Spirit. If you give it away
DK might go straight afterwards. They're coming forward. The split comes out. They piggy up on the Troll. He's forced to run away. Immersion being chased onto in the meantime. The zip through the Shivas as well. Mike sees him. He'll grab him in with the Vortex. They'll clean him up. But he's got no mana to work with. He can't chase for more. He might want to be sent back to the fountain. Yeah, no, wait. There's a regen rune. Haha. It's another one of these experiences. Mike just finding every rune he needs this game.
What a lucky little guy, man. Great. Just great runes for him. But overall, yeah, they took Roche and they are taking control of the map, so why not be rewarded with a bonus rune? Worst case scenario, he was just sent back by Chen, and then he zips in again, so overall,
this is the best part.
Saved him a little bit of time, but it's not really
So a gem got dropped, and Alliance just shrug and ignore it. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Insania again with that Lotus Orb. He just has to back away.
He just used Lotus Orb versus the Nullifier fast enough.
It's been that way every time, though. There's nothing that he can do about this.
Yeah, the cast time, the projectile speed is just not fast enough for him not to respond. You have to blink exactly on him for it to work, so... It looks like we are about to see a game 3. I'm not calling anything yet, but buybacks wasted on the side of Espada. We have Aegis and Cheese on Storm. They're in a really good spot. Can never count out the Magnus effect with the Empower with the RP.
That's what I was about to say, is like, it's harder to, like, when you look at Espada's lineup, it's harder to execute, but it can have a huge impact.
Yeah, if you manage to. But the problem is, this Phoenix, like, he can just jump in and ruin all your plans, and the Storm can do the same as he has that Aegis.
Oh, they ping?
He was doing that before. He was jumping on Magnus and orchiding him. Now he's not going to even be worried of any repercussions because he has that Aegis and the cheese afterwards.
Well, like you said, Mike with the Aegis, probably still Spirit one of the most frustrating heroes to deal with once he gets hands on Aegis, because you can just bomb in so deep and look for those kills. He has to be a little bit careful, though, because BCZ does have that RP, but he doesn't want to have to expend it onto one hero necessarily. He might be forced to, though.
He has a very hard job here. Well, they have one way of entering this fight, though. It's Lycan. He has no cheese, he has no Aegis. So if they want to throw that...
Oh, Hex coming out. LTW. Go full stuff him up. The zip him. Mike wants to do this. No, needs to be careful. Start stuff. Mike be forced out. He has no man to work with, though. The RP in the back, but held by BZZ. He says this is a much better target. Mike, oh, the Yules will get him out. Mike is fine here. Now, Boxy, he's got the split available if he wants to use it. They do jump in with Nyx. Nyx getting low on HP. Has to throw out the Sonic Wave. He's going to fall. LTW trying to chase here. We'll get the bash on the Koikpa. But now the Sunray goes to work. Going to keep Koikpa up. The RP coming up. LTW running back on the back foot. Looks like Mike is going to fall. The Freezer field doing too much work here. They'll root up and hold in place. BZZ, we ran down, but Koikpa can't finish. LTW chases forward for more. Tiger does get the Glimmer Cape off, but will it be enough to protect the question? The stun's coming out from the Brewmaster in the meantime. The egg does get slapped down. Now they need to interrupt the clutch. LTW, he looks like he's in a lot of trouble. The Hex now onto the Queen of Pain. Nyx, he can't get out. Ruined on the spot. They're just going to break and melt through him so quick. The blink away. It's going to be close to dots. They'll tick him out. The buyback comes out on LTW, but it's too late to get involved. BZZ low on HP. Do they turn around? Yes, they do. They jump in. Boxy with the clap. He'll find the kill. Merchant needs to be careful himself. He will get low quick. Koifa just chased onto. LTW will find the kill, but Merchant will die in return. The Ghost Scepter trying to buy time. Can he get this? No, Boxy being kited out. No, the Hex on the troll to allow him to go through. Boxy will get the kill. Needs to be careful now. Aeondis does get triggered. He's got the blink available in one segment. No, they throw through the whirling actions. Boxy can't get out. He will fall. LTW, he holds it for his team. But once again, everything just being thrown into it to make sure the Alliance cannot break your base.
Not too shabby, considering there was a cheese and Aegis on Storm. Storm was kind of too eager to go super deep, and he paid the price because of that. Like, he went under tier 3s and just died from a frostbite after losing that Aegis.
We saw the split, right? Like, actually, Magnus, like, BCC was so uncertain. He held the RP 3 different times. And he was always thinking about the Storm.
He was always thinking about the Storm. He wanted the Lycan at start, but because they wasted
LTW? Insania made slight mistakes.
The DD on the troll.
It looks like these runes work both ways.
Just cuts through him. Overall, though, like, BZZ, man, like, his brain, oh god, I wouldn't want to be in that situation. You want to use the RP on Lycan because he doesn't have Aegis, but Storm just lost his Aegis as well. So maybe you can go on Storm, but then you just get used. Perhaps if he has BKB, it would be a lot easier. Or a Shadow Blade, actually, which he's about to buy. At least that's what he has queued up. Maybe BKB is safer, but overall, Shadow Blade is alright too, as it allows you to just go in a good position and RP.
It's kind of a result of this Yules, right? Like, I understand why he done it, right? Because if you Yules the Storm, you can hit him with the RP when he comes down. So there's offensive value in it, but it's like, if you didn't go for the Yules, that's a BKB by now, and that may be the difference.
Yeah. Wait, did he use...
No, he didn't use himself. They used him, but the difference is, like, he's trying to use the Yules to set up RPs onto Mike, right? Because there's no Lincolns.
Who uled him?
That should have Wait, no, that
no,
was
we're
actually
wrong.
him. And look at this jumping in on immersion. Little bar 4-4, and now the RP coming in. No, dodged down by Mike. And now Koifa, he shapeshifts up, ready to fight. BZD needs to retreat. LTW trying to stand his ground, but he won't be able to do so for long. BZD getting low on the back foot, and LTW, the Satanic to try and stay alive, but silenced up. He's taking way too much down. Mike, and the God, he stays alive again. And it looks like the hexed up little piggy needs to go down. They actually do kill Storm still. Queen of Pain, Nyx on the mark, cutting the back line. It looked like Mike was kept alive by that hand of God.
Queen of Pain is actually transitioning into a really hard right clicker right now with that Mjolnir and power. She hits hard. You can't even forget about her any longer. Like, she hits. And yeah, Troll Warlord there with the Satanic, with the bashes, with the heal up, even after Magnus whiffs his reverse polarity. Also, like, we talked about that duels, man. Like, we were wrong. It was actually him. Sorry, chat.
Okay.
I'm sorry, chat.
I needed to double check that because, yeah, so we're confused by this. We thought, like, they'd gone for a Yules on the side of Alliance because there's no... It must have been a misclick. Even then, like, he didn't get silenced. It wasn't that he got silenced until...
Yeah. It wasn't. It definitely had to be a misclick. I don't see any other reason. Because Brew did not have split. If Brew had split, then I would understand it was a Cyclone. But there's no Yules on the side of Alliance. So.
I didn't even think twice about it. Like, that is a huge mistake. All I know is it completely screwed the fight. That was obvious, but you don't expect it to be him screwing himself there.
That was...
Wow. Questionable plays.
Questionable. That was interesting. An interesting
It's a very different strategy when you're trying to win a fight.
Peculiar decision making.
And now for those interesting strategies, now that Brew does have the split cooldown, he can actually just use this to scout out and frustrate the troll. They know that Roche is up to.
Keep him in the air a bit. Keep him in the air. Oh, this is so frustrating though. When a Brew goes in and just cyclones you time after time after time. One of the worst feelings. Like, you can, as we talked about, you can be 6-slotted. If he gets those cyclones on you and you don't have BKB, it just deletes you from the game.
All right, almost 2.5 minutes until Roche spawns in. There's that Brew again. Where's the troll? Oh, they found him. He didn't even get a cyclone off.
This game's suddenly looking much harder for Alliance.
It's looking super scary. This is troll late game for you. This is what happens.
These nullifier, like the nullifier on Queen of Pain and the level 25 talent, it's changed everything. And the troll, obviously. I mean, the Magnus didn't even have these RPs. His RPs were pretty much insignificant the last 2 fights, and they still kind of came ahead.
They smoke up though. Espada on the move. They know Insani is around here because he was just pushing out the wave with the spirits. Who can they find though?
What about Koikwa and Storm? Everyone is around here. Everyone can just be caught here. The RP is ready.
Mike, RP comes out. They'll find him. Moving across right now. Silenced up. He just evaporates.
There's no buyback.
No buyback of Elvis. 50 gold short. No. Alliance, they need to push right now. They need to keep these lanes pushed out. Quick's going to move across with the creep wave to push it in. Insania went super deep to make sure that mid is not exposed. But you've got to hold for 90 seconds, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to hold without giving up something.
Well, there's always that split.
That's true. Split can buy time.
It's one way to buy yourself some time.
But Espada
is pushing out top. Quickfire has no port, by the way.
I think Espada don't expect this to be a no buyback scenario, though. Think about it. Like, he hasn't bought another item. It's just 50 gold off.
Nah, I definitely agree. However, this troll, he's on a hunt. He saw Koikwa. He knows he has no port.
Koikwa.
So
they go the wrong way. Teleport. He's close enough. He's like, send me back to the base, please, Tiger. Or at least stuff me out to Blaze. Words.
Kappa Pride. Alright, so...
Send him back to Blaze. Commissioner Blaze, man.
Lycan was rescued. And overall, they have the buyback Storm now again. And the right RP was used.
Moving in. Uh-oh, they found Insania. This time, he's going home in the casket. And they will clean up the bruise. And meanwhile, on the other side, shapeshifted by Koi for the BKB will be able to move away. But now, you are most definitely stuck in this space. And they now know that Mike did not have buyback. They want to punish this.
Such sloppy plays by Alliance.
It's coming out.
Has been caught a few times already, like 3 times. He's been marvelous so far. He's done so much in the early and mid game, but first being caught on the bottom lane, now here as well. They have to understand that they need, if they want to move outside of their base right now, they need to smoke up. And actually, this Roche is gonna fall so fast.
It's gone. And this is huge. This is a refresher shot. double RP or double Sonic Wave. They go for the double Sonic Wave, actually.
Maybe they'll give it back to Magnus.
I don't know. I think about this, right? You've got the Nullifier and you've got the Bloodthorns. Two uses.
What she has? Wait, she's using the mango first. All right, no.
All right, eat that mango. Now
eat that
slap
mango.
in that shot. I actually kind of like this. Like 1 RP is enough to start flipping the fight. How often are you going to get a second RP that's worthwhile versus Queen of Pain going deeper?
That's definitely true. These RPs have been very iffy anyway, so there's that way of looking at it. They haven't really been contributing too much to. Like this Empower has been doing so much though.
The dip in net worth is insane at this point. 18,000 ahead on the side of Espada. But they respect the damage Alliance has, especially with that Phoenix coming up. They don't really want to try and pressure this too hard. They'll just look for an opportunity. They've got plenty of time with this Aegis.
These cores, man, I think they've lost their timings. They've just fallen off so hard. It's all about the team fight. It's all about the Brew and the Phoenix. Because this Lycan and this Storm Spirit, they aren't those monsters that they were in the mid game.
Oh no! The Radiant Courier just got killed. That had the Hex on it.
A full Hex? Oh, feels bad,
That's
man.
so painful. That was Insania's next item.
That could have turned it.
I mean, the extra Hex on this troll, yes, he's got 2 lives. But, yeah, that could have been the difference.
I mean, at least for the Queen of Pain or someone, killing her in 2 hexes would have been possible.
It's just, do we have buybacks? The answer is yes for most people, except Insania. He bought out on that Hex.
Well, he has to be super careful now. If he uses that dive, like even with the Lotus, they can't catch him. Has to be careful. Oh, the Courier!
Oh, they got the Courier return!
Yeah, he was
BK.
just... He wasn't porting. Usually, when you see Storm zipping like that, he's at the same time porting back to base.
But you got
no,
the Chen.
They're using the Chen. The strength of the
It's just going to keep doing this as well. This is actually genius. It buys Alliance so much time.
Yeah, it's very hard to push against this.
In before nerf happens
well.
to one of these heroes. You can just do it with each lane. Look, it just goes. Another lane cleared. And the Remnants down. They won't last long enough for the next creep wave. But it's besides the point. Between this and Boxy, they actually might be able to just wait out the Roche, or at least force Espada to do something.
Do this. All right. This is
2-hour game incoming, boys. Buckle up in your seats. This is insane.
This is what Dota has come.
Immersion? Oh, Immersion! He almost died there. The Glimmer came just in time.
Do they have Yules? They have Yules on Magnus. Alright, so that's their plan. That's why these two are standing so far back.
But he goes back to base before it ends.
Oh, yeah. Well, once he didn't. One time he didn't.
Yeah,
so
if he messes up, they get him. Oh, well, if he's going for the Courier. But that's big ifs.
Yeah, it's very hard to mess it up, though. Let's see. Mid? Fine,
It's just absurd.
Come on, brah. Like,
his net worth is going to go through the roof at this rate.
I mean, how do you even nerf this? You can't nerf the Shen any harder. Like,
oh, he got him!
Immersion rip.
He found Immersion! Oh, Mike!
Okay.
Okay, that happened.
Oh, man. Talking about...
Where's next? The pingin. Again, just push it out. LTW needs to be careful with the damage. This is absurd. Insania jumping in.
Now, you can't really catch him. As long as they time it right, there's no way of catching him. He's always gonna go back to base before defense.
Go again. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Look, just Brew cleans up. It's like, okay, if you miss them, I'll drag them across. Oh, moving out again. He was trying for Nyx that time. Won't be able to find him. Things coming out, though. Boxy. A little bit far out. We'll blink back to base in time. They have to be getting so frustrated by this, though. They can't push it. This is more annoying than old Kornaga.
I wonder how Insania and Koipa are feeling right now. Just AFKing here thinking, is that balanced?
Is this even reasonable? No. The answer's no. Most definitely is not.
I mean, how do you push in? Like, what do you do?
I think what they're hoping is that this team's internet is not very good, and eventually their PCs also break, and then they just win by default.
Can you pipe the wave or heal it up or do something like that?
Maybe. Oh, Misha. Pings come out. You can actually go for a snipe again.
He's gonna go again, definitely.
Is BK gonna read it right?
Maybe. He has no ward, so he doesn't see it.
It's a blind hope. Oh, no, he goes the other way.
Not
sure what's happening at Boxy. Insane and Boxy went in pretty deep here. RTW gonna be hit up. The Aegis just got reclaimed as well. No! This is the perfect time, and the exit explodes, catches up Misha, and now the silence coming out. RTW is gonna die in return. They find enough time, and Mike, oh, he manages to hold long enough, and now suddenly Espada feeling a little bit pressure will retreat to their base. At least the tactic can't be used all the way there, surely.
Man, you have to be so frustrated right now if you're Espada. You have to be so goddamn frustrated. Like that, it just they just caught them off guard because Espada, their Aegis was running out. And obviously, every one of these teams, they have it written down. They have the exact second written down. So they pounced right in the right time.
Look at this. They don't even feel like they need to expose people. They actually just baited in with a Storm illusion. And
Storm is not there. He has travels though.
Brewmaster's just going to work on these racks to just take the time of it. BCZ does get stunned up. The Hex coming out. The control's down to Nyx. They force the buyback, and now they just walk away. Nyx moving in, trying to find a kill into Tiger. Won't be able to do so. The Glimmer Cape will take. Now they jump in. Nyx has to use the BKB. Needs to get away right now, but no, the RP. Fade out. BCZ still. He can't get it used it. No. Mike. Koifa, he says that's time to go. Let me in right now. Troll does use the buyback, but Queen of Pain needs time to regen up.
She does have the refresher shard, so she will have everything again. She can even give it to Magnus to have an RP again.
And Paul's coming out. Koifa needs to work out. What do I want to do in my creeps? Oh, wait. I got one wolf left. What can he do to this melee racks? They should technically just be going for the range racks here. That would be dead by now.
Yeah, they kind of went all in onto that melee racks. Didn't really work out. But overall, man, Espada. I don't know. I was cheering for Alliance because of Game 3. I was a little bit biased there. I wanted full best of 3 series.
And then it looked like, okay, this is bad. But then this strategy.
The strategy bought them so much time. It's ridiculously strong. And I mean, in all honesty, it's not only the strategy of pushing out the waves. It's that Espada were completely lost. They got separated. They forgot themselves because Troll was farming on one side of the map. The Queen of Pain was on completely different side. And because of that, because of being in such disarray, Alliance just pounced in the right time and got a favorable team fight, and now forced Witch Doctor to buy back. Yeah, arguably, it's just a Witch Doctor. It's not the biggest of deals. It's position 5.
Who cares about him? Like, he's irrelevant at this point.
But still, though, yeah, he's irrelevant. Because worst case scenario, he just dies time after time from Storm. That's not even